Girl, We Need to Talk is a place where we have open, honest, transparent conversations centered around love, life, loss, and mental health. It started as a place to hold space for my grief after my dad died in 2018. But like me, it's evolved into a space where we as women can simply woosah, take a breath, and relax. We keep it a buck around here and have nothing to hide as we open up about topics that everyday women like you and me face every single day. So settle in and get comfy, cause girl, we need to talk. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to season 3 of Girl, We Need to Talk. I'm your host, Miss Charity Bailey. Thank you so much for rocking with me. 3 seasons in the can, y'all. And I really do appreciate all the love and support that you've shown. Thank you for being a part of this community. It is my goal and my prayer that we continue to heal and get free. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Wherever you are listening to this, whether it's YouTube or Apple or Spotify or Google or Amazon, make sure you not only like but subscribe so that you get the notification so that you know when each episode drops weekly. So I told y'all we're switching things up a little bit this season because as we evolve, the show evolves. And the original thought for the show was to host conversations from the living room like my girlfriends and I have so often. And so this season, we're doing just that. You know, we're kind of stripping it down and just getting back to the basics of conversation. And it is my hope that you are inspired by these conversations and that you know that you are not alone, that what you're going through, while it is specific to your journey in life, it's not so crazy that you can't make it. Okay. So season 1 was about the grief that I encountered after I lost my father, and my girlfriend stepped up to share their stories as they supported me through it. Season 2 was all about women who were able to grow through their grief, and they shared their stories of love, life, and loss, but also they came out victorious. In season 3, well, we just opening the conversation up. We talking about sex and money, hair loss and infertility. Of course, the core of it is always mental health. And that's why I'm coming to you on this episode, the first episode from Costa Rica. Because I was like, sis needs a timeout. I need to check out. And I'm always encouraging y'all to take a time out to do you, to practice self-care and self-love. And a lot of you know that Right This Minute was canceled for season 12. And I didn't realize that I was grieving so much. Or should I say, I didn't realize the depth of my grief, right? Because we often think about grief from a perspective of just the loss of life. And as we learned in season 1, we grieve a lot of things. We were grieving during the pandemic. We grieve when we lose jobs, unemployment. We grieve when things change. We grieve expectations that were not met. It's all over the place, but it's all about aligning and evolving. And I was like, okay, you need a timeout. So I told myself that if I did not have a contract by August 10th, I was out. I'm in a space where I'm not married, don't have a serious relationship or children, and I have the privilege of checking out. So when the show was first canceled, it was a matter of like, oh, well, what's next? And I'm trying to learn to stay present and to show gratitude, as my cute little sweater here by Social Root says, gratitude. Lord, I'm grateful for the spaces that you've allowed me to see, the voice that you've given me, but what's next? Now, I'm human, so am I worried? No. Am I concerned? Yes, because who knows what the future holds? And while I was praying one day, Holy Spirit just said to me, you know what? It's all good. Like, you're good, because I lost my job in 2008, y'all, during the recession, the height of the recession. Like, I mean, so much in the recession that we were running ads of furniture stores that were closing just so we wouldn't have black holes in the show in commercial breaks. Like, that's bad. So I'm traumatized. I got a little PTSD from the last time. But I was reminded that you're not the same person. Of course, I was 28 years old, but like also, I didn't have the audience. I didn't have the boldness, the confidence. I didn't even have an agent. Like, I didn't have any of those things. Whereas now it's like, Charity, you're okay. You're right where you're supposed to be. And maybe that door closed so that another one could open up. Maybe we're pushing you into the next. Maybe it's time to evolve. Maybe it's time to transition and transform into the next version of who you're supposed to be. And when we started Grow We Need to Talk, I was in a major transition. And I was transforming. I had just had surgery in May. I had lost 150 pounds. I was getting accustomed to my body, learning who I am. I just turned 40. We were in a pandemic. There were so many layers. And what I'm learning is that as we continue to grow, we continue to peel back the layers. And it's okay not to know what's next, which is why I continue to tell myself to be grateful, gratitude, and to stay present. Because I'm so busy 4 steps ahead or 3 steps behind. Did I do XYZ correctly? Am I moving properly for what's next? But what about right now? All I have is right now. All I have is the moment. And in the moment, I don't have a contract. And I have the ability to go and reset and recharge. So I did it. So episode 1 is not from my living room. It's from the living room of this hotel in Costa Rica. But it's because I'm invested in myself. I'm invested in my mental health. I'm invested in my emotional health. And while I don't know what's next, I can't prepare for it until I dig deep in this moment. And that's what I'm learning. When I tell y'all, 2008, when I lost my job, I was an old country blues singer. Like, my life metaphorically was like, oh girl, like that's like a whole country song. And it's just sad. Like, my mentor literally said to me one time, I'm scared to answer the phone when you call because you always have bad news. And it's not self-inflicted bad news. Like, what is going on over there? Hell, I don't know. Lost my job, had to file for unemployment, had to get on food stamps, credit spiraling out of control, couldn't pay bills. The woman I was paying rent to wasn't paying the mortgage, so the house foreclosed. My uncle died by suicide. My dog ran away. Like, need I say more? Like, it was just like, oh my gosh, make it stop. Please. What did I do? What karmic restitution is happening? Like, I don't know what's going on. And so it is true. I'm not who I used to be. I'm in a different position. I'm a different person, not just with age, but like my heart and my soul are different. And now I'm going, okay, Lord, if you close the door, that means you're going to open one. It's all got to work together for my good. At some point, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what, but what I do know is that in the moment, I have now and not next. And right now, I need to reset, recharge, regroup, and come back bigger, better, badder, and stronger. Ow. So with that said, I am here to breathe. I'm here to process. I'm here to figure out what it is that I want next. I'm here to understand more of who I'm supposed to be and what my purpose is, right? And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, as you listen to season 3, I hope that you are inspired by the women who are sharing their stories and giving us the game. Because let me tell you something. These women have the game. We're talking about taking ownership over your body, your bank accounts, your story, your narrative, your love life, and owning your mental health. You are responsible for one thing, and that is you. Now, I know. A lot of us are responsible for more than one thing. I'm just saying, you cannot show up as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, as an auntie, and all the other labels that we wear if you cannot show up for you. And that's what I've learned. So, sis, I'm showing up for myself, and I encourage you to do the same. Every season renders something different, whether it's a season of Girl, We Need to Talk or a season of your life. And that's what I'm learning. The seasons change, and you're going to grow as a result. But what is the season here to teach you? And that's why every season is so different aesthetically, in theme, in conversation. My goal is to get us to a place where we continue to be vulnerable, where we continue to just learn to be. You know, I told my therapist right after my dad passed away, I said, it's so crazy because this is the most vulnerable I've ever been, and yet it's the strongest I've ever been. Like, I lay in that bed and I sleep and I cry all night and I roar. But this is the strongest I've ever been. And it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be transparent. It's okay. And so once I realized that I needed to take the time out, went to Airbnb, found a treehouse. And that led me to staying in San Jose, which led me to go, why am I staying here by myself? And I'm not going to know anybody. And then I met a woman named Sadie who has a travel company. She's an Afro-Latina called Soul Life Travel. And it spoke to me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And as I got to speaking with her and telling her my story and listening to her story, I realized we're all on this journey to figure out our higher selves. And so I'm here and I'm going to dig in. I'm going to reset. I'm going to recharge. I'm going to shut down. And I'm going to do me. And I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of my soul. And that in itself is the epitome of self-care. And while it doesn't have to be on such a grand scale, I encourage you to do the same. As you listen to, also go back and listen to season 1, because I hear it with different ears every time. When I go back and listen to season 2, I hear it with different ears. So as you listen to season 3, listen to it, share it, subscribe to it, of course, duh. But think about afterwards what it is about the episode, what it is about that woman sharing in the episode that speaks to you. Okay? Thank you once again for supporting the show. Thank you for being so honest, for being so transparent and so vulnerable. So many of you have reached out. You leave it in the comments. You leave it in my DMs. You email me about your stories and how the show has inspired you or encouraged you. You are not alone. And I do want to remind you that Girl, We Need to Talk is not therapy. We are a resource. I am a mental health advocate, not a mental health professional. So with that said, if you are looking to see a therapist, go to Therapy for Black Girls, go to psychologytoday.com and Therapy for Black Girls. I'm all tongue-tied. But there are so many resources, community groups, online groups. There's something for everybody. And your biggest flex is going to be getting happy, healthy, and whole. So again, as we evolve, as we change, as we become our higher selves, as we tap into our heart, express gratitude, stay present, and get to the heart of the matter, I want to encourage you to just keep going. As you peel back the layers, it's hard. It's so hard. One of the pastors in Sacramento said one time, or maybe it was Sarah Jakes Roberts. I don't know. I can't remember. I just know sometimes things stick with me and I can't remember who said it. I just can't take the credit for it because I didn't say it. It just resonated with me. It ran in the family till it ran into me. And I realized there's some things that I have to heal that came before me that are generational curses that I have to heal. So even if I don't have children, my nieces don't have to battle them. Because if I run from them, they're just going to chase If I run from the demons, they're just going to chase my nieces and the generations behind me. And I don't fault the generations before me because they didn't have the tools, the know-how. They didn't know what it was. They were just being tough and they were just being resilient and they were just doing what they needed to do. But now that we know better, sis, we got to do better. So let's do better. Let's be great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, so that you do get the notifications because every season has a new conversation from a woman that is so bold in her battle. And like I said, these ladies are giving us the game this season. Like, let's do it. So cheers to being happy, healthy, and whole. And cheers to season 3. Hey, see y'all soon. I'll holla. On the next Girl We Need to Talk.
We never historically had a safe space for us to say this hurts, I'm grieving, I'm upset, I'm sad, I'm anxious. We weren't given space to do that. And so what our great grandmothers passed down to our great grandmothers, passed down to our grandmothers, passed down to our mothers was that we don't talk about what we feel. We don't ask for any help in any kind of way, and we just figure it out.
Thank you for listening to Girl We Need to Talk. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. Want to watch the show? Be sure to subscribe to the Miss Charity Bailey YouTube channel and connect with me across all social media platforms at Miss Charity Bailey.